Hi, it's Miss Priscilla at the Upland West Library, and I'm book talking A Romantic Duology. I love this author. Laini Taylor is the author of this. So the first book and the series is called Strange the Dreamer. Second book is Muse of Nightmares. Those two titles are actually referred to our two main romantic leads in this. I will say that for a romantic fantasy, you have to wait a little bit because it's a while before the two actually meet. There's just a lot of world building to lead up to that. So the first book, Strange the Dreamer, is kind of like what people call our male lead, who's Laszlo Strange. He's Strange the Dreamer because he can be off in his own little world. So he is an orphan who has been raised by monks. All orphans in the country where he's from are given the last name of Strange. And he is able to get away from the monks and ends up as a junior librarian at the Great Library of Zonza, something like that, is the name of the country. And he has always been entranced since he was a little kid with stories of a supposedly mythical land called Weep. And so as the junior librarian, he has studied everything. He has researched this, as he knows more than anybody else about this supposedly mythical land. Well, one day a delegation shows up, and there's a delegation from Weep, and they're like, hey, we have a problem. We need like your best scientists and mathematicians, and they even get an explosives expert. And Laszlo is like, he's just like his dream come true, and he almost loses it, but he doesn't. He is eventually taken on, and he goes with the delegation to the mythical, not so mythical land of Weep, to discover that the problem that they need help solving is there's this gigantic metal citadel floating in the air above their city that's blocking out sunlight and everything, so like they can't grow crops or anything within a certain radius of the city. So this is where our female romantic lead comes in, and she is called sometimes the Muse of Nightmares. Her name is Sarai. Sarai is one of the last living god spawns. So she is the daughter of a god and a human. And there's these 5 children, they're now teenagers, survived what was called the Carnage when the human prisoners of the gods took their revenge and killed all the gods and their children as well. But these 5 young children were able to survive. That's you can just really go into that. The gods were not lovely, wonderful gods. They were cruel gods. So Sarai has the power that she, using moths, it goes into a whole description of it. Using moths, she's got like 100 moths, and they can go and she can like sit on a person who's sleeping, and she can see their dreams, but she can also give them dreams. So she often gives the people of Weep nightmares because of the carnage. Even though she was a toddler when this happened, one of the children was old enough to remember what happened, and so she often gives the people of Weep nightmares. But they are curious as to why these scientists and other experts have come to Weep, and so she goes out seeking those people and what their dreams are. And one of those people is Laszlo Strange. And Laszlo has very vivid dreams, she realizes, so vivid that she actually decides to go into his dream, put herself into his dream, and he turns around and he sees her in his dream, which has never happened to her before. And so that, for a long time, they're visiting each other through their dreams, and he just thinks she's somebody he's dreamed up. Well, turns out she's not. I'm going to say the first book ends with a situation where on one hand you're going like, oh, that is so amazing, and on the other hand you're like, no. So, I can be honest, I can't tell you too much about the second book. The second book continues the story of Laszlo and Sarai, and you don't have to wait for the second book like I did when I first read the first book. And you just find out so much. You're like, I can't, there are plot twists that you would not think of at all in the second book. There's some adventure and, there's different things. I'm going to be honest, I love Laini Taylor. Her books are not short. You do have to wait for that romantic fantasy, but when she does it, she just does it so well. I love her books are beautiful. I don't know if that's It's going to turn some people off, but other people will be like, ooh, okay. She is the daughter of the Smoke and Bone trilogy, which is where I got first introduced to her, and I love Laini Taylor. So if you like fantasy, I think this would be a great series. You do need to be okay with some, I don't know if a heavy dose of romance, but this is most definitely a romantic fantasy. It does not get, the spiciness is all in your head, okay? As you can tell, I highly recommend this series. If you don't like fantasy, I will help you find something else, because I want to keep you reading. That's what I want to do in life. All right, have a fantastic day, and keep on reading.